Services.
John Ferris, Sergeant at Arms. Staff.
Katana Kaindi, Research Officer.
Martin Mulandi, Research Officer.
Constando May from Research.
Everyone has introduced himself. We can have our partners, please.
Yeah, for the partners.
Yes, proceed.
Happy New Year, Governor from Embu. My name is Paris Tobiko from Kajiado County and a member of this committee. Karibuni.
We have our partners, please proceed.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Felix Itonge from the Office of the Auditor General, Liaison.
My name is Boniface Omwen, Deputy Director of Audit, Office of the Auditor General, Embu Regional Office.
My name is Jen Nyambura, Director of Audit, Embu Regional Office, Office of the Auditor General.
Good afternoon, Chair, Honorable Senators and Your Excellency. My name is Constance Wasike from the Office of the Control of Budget.
So we don't have anyone from Treasury. Okay, Governor, now it's your turn to put yourself on record and introduce your team.
Thank you, Chair, and the entire committee and other partners of this committee. Happy New Year. My name is Cecily Mbarire. I'm the Governor for Embu County, and I'll ask my officers also to introduce themselves.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Raymond Kenywa. I'm the CC member for Lands and Urban. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. My name is John Mugo, CEC, Water, Irrigation, Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources, Embu County.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Ruth Mwali. I'm the Clerk Public Accounts, Embu County Assembly.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Stephen Kisoi. I'm a technical officer in the Public Accounts Committee of Embu County Assembly of Embu.
Thank you. I am Honorable Lenny Masters, the Cpic Committee of the County Assembly of Embu.
Good afternoon. I'm Wanta Helen, Chief Officer in charge of Urban Development in Embu County.
Thank you, Chairman. My name is John Nyaga, Chairman, Embu Water.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Nzangi Philip, the Vice Chairman, Cpic Committee in the County Assembly of Embu.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Eustace Mbogo, the Chairman, Embu.
Can't see you.
Thank you, Chair. I'm Eustace Mbogo, the Chairman, Embu Municipality. Thank you.
And the Chairman, Embu Municipality, you are not properly dressed. Huh?
Thank you, Chair. My name is Grace.
Can you stand up, members, to see you?
I've learned my mistake, Mr. Chairman. Next time, I'll be very, very smart. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
I will pardon you because Governor is chairman somewhere, chair lady somewhere.
Thank you, Chairman. My name is Grace.
Next time, you will not be allowed in the room. Proceed.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Grace Muredi, Chief Officer, Water and Irrigation, Embu County. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, members of the committee, or Governor. My name is Alice Mita. I'm the Public Investments Committee Clerk in Embu County Assembly. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Sami Mwangi, Accountant, Embu Municipality.
Thank you, Chair. I'm Catherine Nyaga, Municipal Manager, Municipality of Embu.
Thank you, Chair, and good afternoon, all members. My name is James Joijero, Managing Director, Embu Water and Sanitation Company.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Doris Jiro, Head of Finance, Embu Water. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Anderson Mugendi, Cashier, the head of all internal audit, Embu Water.
So everyone has been introduced. The others will be introduced when they come in. So honorable members, we will now do administration of oath and the tabling of documents. And on this particular issue, the governor, you will assist us. The clerk will be at hand to help you.
I, Cecily Mbarire, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before this committee in respect to the matters before the committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Honorable Chair, I hereby table the management responses and accompanying annexures for the following entities for the financial year 24-25. 1. Embu Water and Sanitation Company Limited. 2. Gagaka Water and Sanitation Company Limited. 3. Kieni Water and Sewerage Company Limited. 4. Embe Water and Sanitation Company Limited. 5. Ngandori Water and Sanitation Company Limited. 6. Embu Municipality. Thank you.
Auditor, maybe you will tell us about the documents that have been tabled. Did you have time to process them, and whether the committee should proceed with this meeting based on the documents submitted?
Thank you, Chair. I wish to confirm that we received responses from Embu Executive for the water companies and one municipality. We had a sitting with the management and we are ready to proceed.
Our committee clerk.
Chair, confirmed the office of the clerk received responses from the 6 entities and we are ready to proceed.
Okay, so honorable members, we will proceed with the next agenda, which is to examine all these reports. Maybe just for the members, the members from the Embu County, including the governor. We have a new way of doing things. We have been told by the High Court to adhere to the timelines specified in Article 229 of the Constitution that require that once the Auditor General has tabled the reports in the Senate, those reports must be processed within 3 months after tabling. So we are overstretched that we need to process all these reports by 31st of March. So we really have a very tight program, and we will be calling you again very soon to come and respond to the other reports which will not be covered today because of that timeline. That is also affecting our ability to dig deeper into some of the issues because we are now being forced to do 5 meetings a day to be able to cover that timeline. So the auditor, I hope you discuss with the staff on the key audit queries that the committee is going to examine. Because of time constraints, we'll only deal with the key audit queries for each report. So you will need to tell the committee the key reports that key audit queries that we'll be looking at. I think we'll start with the municipality. And honorable members, I will step out for 5 minutes. Meanwhile, Senator Kisang will be chairing temporarily for me, and then I come back after 5 minutes. So meanwhile, the auditor, you can proceed to give the issues in the municipality as he takes up the chair.
Honorable Chair, this is report of the Auditor General on Embu Municipality for financial year 24-25, and the opinion was unmodified. In this report, we have one issue which we want to present. That is under report on lawfulness and effectiveness in use of public resources. The matter is on non-collection of on-source revenue by the municipality. Thanks, Jim.
Good. Then basically you can read the question, you can read the query, and then Governor can respond.
The issue is the statement of financial performance reflects transfers from county government totaling 42,020,886 as disclosed in note 6 of the financial statement. Audit review established that Embu municipality did not collect its own source revenue to sustain its operations during the year. The municipality relied only on donor and county government funding for operations. Thank you.
Governor, your response.
Thank you, Chair. Embu County Government legislated Embu County Revenue Authority Act 2017. This Act, Section 727, authorizes the authority as the sole revenue collector of
Section 3, subsection C, which says this in order to be conferred, it should have a demonstrable revenue collection. And if it doesn't do that, it defeats the whole purpose. And my last comment is, if the act that creates the municipality expects it to collect revenue, why should the county pass another act now denying the same entity the revenue collection as a function?
Legal Counsel, can you read the relevant sections of the law so that we see where we stand?
Chair, Section 9(3)(c) of the Urban Areas and Cities Act provides that a town is eligible for the conferment of municipal status under this Act if it satisfies the following criteria inter alia, has demonstrable degree of jurisdiction, impose such fees, levies, and charges as may be authorized by the county government for delivery of services by the municipality.
ECRA is collecting fees and levies and whatever it is on the same people that the municipal is going to problems for us. So we feel it is neater that ECRA collects and then gives the municipal their share. Because again, if we decide that the municipal collects and uses all the money it collects, and in this case, Embu municipality is it's actually our biggest own source revenue collector. We collect a lot of our OSR, the majority comes from that municipality. And a lot of the times, you'll find that what we've collected, although still goes back, part of it goes back to the municipality, it also helps the other areas that we need to develop. So I think that's a law that we need to relook at, and maybe the Senate can help us, because then we are going to end up duplicating, and there'll be a lot of chaos with the taxpayers themselves, because they wouldn't understand. So, and how do we decide what is to be collected by ECRA and what is to be collected by the municipal? there'll be a lot of it's untidy, so to speak. So that's why our law says that it is ECRA that has the sole mandate to collect all revenue in Embu County. And that has been the case until recently when we got FIF and the hospitals are collecting for themselves. So I think that this is something that needs to be looked at very seriously, and probably also engage the Council of Governors on the same, so that we are able to agree how best to handle it, because I am sure that is the case across the board.
Excellency, sometimes last year when you were in this committee and also your other colleagues, we actually said we need a conversation between Senate and the Council of Governors. The answer that you put here, that you are waiting for direction from the Senate.
Yeah, but even if we get that direction.
Let us hold on first.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes last year, we called for a meeting in Kilifi. We wanted to engage with the Council of Governors so that we can see how we can resolve this and come up with some agreeable amendments between the Council of Governors and the Senate. But the Council of Governors never appeared for that meeting. And you know very well, we were together in this house for like 10 years and you were there before me for another 10. So the national law supersedes the county law. So until you agree as Council of Governors, we sit together and you propose amendments, this audit query will be there until Jesus comes back or we amend. So basically what we have to do is maybe you need to take an initiative yourself as a senior politician so that you can sit in your next council meeting, you bring it up as an agenda, then you can propose amendments. We are here for you. Ours is to protect counties, to protect devolution. But you see, if the law has not been amended, we will still come and grill you here that you have an audit query. So, honorable members, Senator Kavindu.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I think it's very true, Chair, that the government law supersedes the county laws, but this is cutting across all the counties. And in the earlier meeting that we had with is it Nyandarua County? Yeah, Chair has instructed Secretariat to write a letter to all the counties to follow the law until the COG sits down with us and we come up with a solution. But the law has to be followed.
Any other comments, members? Paris?
Chair, you remember we spoke about this in the morning, and Madam Governor, this is actually a challenge across board on all counties. But as it is, we need the law followed on the Cities and Municipalities Act, and that means the municipality does the collection. It's not the other way around. It's not the county revenue team. And being one of the persons that aspires to sit next time where you are seated, I would want us to sort out this one the earliest possible. Between COG and the Senate, we do the regulations so that we agree. As the municipalities do collections, what percentage should they keep for their operations, and what is it that can go to the county revenue? But as it is right now, the law really does not give you a leeway to collect and give the municipality. It is a municipality to collect and we understand that all the county governments are depending on this for all source revenue. So we do understand. We need to sort out this one. Otherwise, we are at a standstill.
Good, since you're among the first ones to come, you know, today is our first meeting. We were given permission by the Speaker because of the deadline of 31st March. So maybe take it up upon
I will,
take it
Chair.
up.
Actually, it's a serious issue
Yeah.
that I think the council needs to take more seriously. So I will personally take it up with the chair of the council and the secretariat and the relevant committee of the council so that we can sort this, because it's not just going to affect me, it's going to affect all of us. And it's not a small issue. So I will personally take it up, Chair. Thank you.
I don't think we need to belabor on this, members. Yeah, I mean, it is straightforward. Go and have your engagements, and then get back to us. We are available for you. We are earning salaries. You're paying taxes.
Just one comment, Chair.
Yes.
Your Excellency, when you go meet with the chair of COG, actually remind them that we spend a whole day in Malindi waiting for them. And they felt we would have sorted this out. So the earlier you do it, the better. Thank you.
Good. So I think we close the municipality. I believe this was the only substantive query. We can go to the water company. What Embu Water? Good. Auditor.
Thank you, Chair. This is report of the Auditor General on Embu Water and Sanitation Company for the financial year 24-25, which received a qualified opinion. And I will go straight to the key issues. The first one is the long outstanding receivables. Where we are saying, as previously reported, the statement of financial position reflects trade and other receivables of 317,359,698, which include trade debtors.
Yes, so it's like members are looking for the document. Huh? Members, you quoted the document? Embu Water. Is it Embu or Embu?
Embu Water and Sanitation, Ewasco. Embu Water.
Yeah, this one, this particular color.
Is that it, Chair? Should be the Embu Water and Sanitation Company Limited.
Which one?
Not Embe Wasco. Not Embe. Embu. Embu. Yeah,
Good,
that
good,
one.
yeah. You know, most of your names start with E.
No.
It's okay. So, Auditor, you can, which is the first query, you can read. So how many queries are we looking at in this particular report? Do we have anything that is cross-cutting? Because we have 3 water companies.
We have 5 water companies.
Can we look at what is cross-cutting first?
Yes,
so that
Chair.
we don't have to go to...
We look at what is cross-cutting.
Yes.
And receivables is part of them. So I'll start by reading number 1, which also cuts across the water companies.
The Governor, when you are responding, you respond and then you make comments about all the others, or you give the CEOs opportunity to also...
So, Chair, can I request that all the CEOs be here?
Yeah, let the
Because I
CEO...
think there was a problem of space.
Yeah, I think so.
Please call all the CEOs. Hieni, Ngagaka, and Ngandore.
I can remove this.
Yeah.
Let them come in and introduce themselves, and then we proceed, so that at least we don't have to, because if it's the same issue, so that's okay, Mundiki? Yeah, okay.
So maybe we can agree in what order we are going to. We do Embu, then if it's a cross-cutting issue, we go to the next one.
Yes.
Or how do we do it?
The
Chair?
auditor will identify the cross-cutting, we discuss all of them, and then anything that is unique to a particular water company, then we deal with that as a
unique issue.
Yes.
Kenny Water, please let him sit, the CEO. Gadori, please come in. Come in, I have a seat over there. And where is Embewas? Embewas? With your permission, Chair, I'll allow the MDs of the various companies to introduce themselves. We'll start with Embu Water.
That's okay.
And good afternoon, Chair and all members. My name is Engineer James Nchiwenjero, Managing Director of Embu Water and Sanitation Company. Thank you.
Give out the mic to the other CEOs.
Good afternoon, Chair and members. I am Geoffrey Munyigeshama, MD Ngandori Water.
Afternoon, Chair. I'm Eric Moko, General Manager, KNI Water.
Good afternoon, Chair and members. I'm Cecily Mbarire, MD Ngaraka Water.
Good afternoon, Chair and the members. I'm CPA Mwakiri Nancy, the MD Embu Water and Sanitation Company Limited. Thank you.
We are done. Your Excellency, before the auditor takes over, I wanted you to discuss, to make comments about Kieni. Because the last time you were here, we agreed that this was a company that was struggling and you wanted to transit to, I don't know what it was then.
Yes.
And the report is still adverse and we don't want to deal with this report today. We wanted you to tell us exactly what's happening and how much time they need to sort out this particular company.
Chair, we are at advanced stage at this point because one, we were not just dealing with Kieni Water, we were also dealing with other small community projects that have been also not doing very well. And so it has taken a while because we had to do some internal audits and then also sit and have even public participation and many other things. And also we've been working very closely with Tana Waterworks. So I want to report here that we are really now at the tail end. We should be able, we have even started the branding and the final stages of ensuring that we wind up all this, not just Kieni Water, but Kieni Water and all these other small water projects, so that we have one big company that is going to serve mainly Runyenje's constituency, or what we call Embu East Sub-County. So we realize that Kieni Water cannot continue to sustain itself. In fact, they have moved from worst to worst, and many times we have had to come in to pay the salaries for the staff. So we want that you allow us in another, we plan that by March we should be able to launch the new water company, and that at that point now we'll be able to tell you where we are at and what we have been able to inherit in terms of debts, liabilities, assets from all these places, so that we do it neatly. So Chair, I would want to request that you give us time. We should be organized in another, by end of March, we'll be all ready to go.
Mundiki?
I'm supporting the governor, what she have said. Because if the company have a problem, they are ready to inherit to other people so they can improve because of other things. What I can request to the governor, it is about how the workers will be paid, arrears and everything because of crisis. I'm supporting what she is saying.
Chair, that's part of the issues we are dealing with. The arrears, right now, maybe I could ask the CEO, we're in arrears of how many months so far at Kieni Water?
5 months.
5 months. So those are some of the challenges we are going to have to deal with, but we are very, very keen to move to this new, bigger, more sustainable water company covering a much bigger area so that can be able to move on.
So what we do, we'll give you, not until end of March. We have agreed as a committee that by mid-March, all our meetings will be done. So we'll give you a date in the course of March so that you give a report while you are reporting the other funds. I think that's a fair thing.
That's okay, Chair.
Yeah,
we are going to move it.
Savita, yes?
On a light note.
Yeah, we're not discussing this.
Your Excellency, I know we are not discussing, but if you say that you are in arrears of paying the workers for 5 months, I'm just wondering how they survive. You know, they are in town, they pay house rent, they feed their children. time for school fees.
We are definitely struggling because, you know, ideally the water company should be able to sustain itself. And we have come through for them many times before. So I believe we'll come through for them one last time before we wind up. And then we'll be able to, things should be okay from there, once we have this new water company.
Last, Mundiki, because we are not discussing this.
I can comment to the governor about the arrears and even the loan that were borrowed by the company. It is good to try how she is going to clear about it.
Chair, the reason it's taken that long is because we have to resolve all these issues, from human resource issues, any financial challenges, everything concerning that water company must be sorted. So there's nothing we are going to leave behind. And if there are loans, we have to inherit those loans and see how we are going to pay them, and probably renegotiate with the banks if there are any, and we resolve it.
Okay, Beth.
Thank you, Chair. Your Excellency, I hear you, and I know for effective delivery, you need to amalgamate all that and come out with what you have promised. However, I would request that you give some time frame, because the Chair has indicated mid-March we must wind up these meetings. So kindly, if you can give indication of specific time.
I had actually talked about end of March. So now that the committee has said mid-March, then it is our business to make sure we make it happen before mid-March. We are not far from getting there, Chair, so we should be able to meet your deadline.
It's like 2 months away.
Yeah, it's like 2 months away from now.
2 months away.
Yeah.
And for the comfort of your senator and the people of Embu, so as you do the reports, you give us a comprehensive report about all those issues, arrears, loans,
Sure.
so that... good, let's go to Embu Water. Auditor.
Thank you, Chair. This is the report of the Auditor General on Embu Water and Sanitation Company Limited, the year ended 30th June 2025, which received a qualified opinion. And the first issue we're going to talk about is long outstanding trade and other receivables. As previously reported, the statement of financial position reflects trade and other receivables balance of Kenya shillings 317,359,698, which includes trade debtors balance of Kenya shillings 315,063,352 as disclosed in on 20 to the financial statement. Review of trade debtors aging analysis reveals that Kenya shillings 256,429,104 had been outstanding for 120 days and was being owed by some of the major debtors, who include the Embu County government. However, management has not provided plausible explanation on measures being taken to recover the long outstanding debts, as their continued non-settlement is affecting the liquidity of the company. In the circumstances, accuracy and recoverability of trade and other receivables balance of Kenya shillings 317,359,698 could not be confirmed.
Governor.
Thank you, Chair. The management has adopted various strategies towards recovering the outstanding debts when they fall due. Some of the strategies are: 1, the board approved debt collector on 13 September 2024. It was budgeted in the financial year 25-26, and the process of procuring a debt collector services done. You can look at Annex 1A, the tender advert that was done. Normal disconnection of the services to customers with arrears, total reconnections of 4,386 accounts, and these reconnections were done after people paid up. Disconnection from the main for 856 customers who have been disconnected for over a year and have not paid the amount due. We have sent demand letter to customers, including Embu County government, which Chair, I must say, we actually the biggest challenge to these water companies, and I will be mentioning how we are going to resolve that. There's an Annex 1B attached. The company developed credit management policy, which is now guiding the company on debt collection. Annex 1C, credit management policy. Then payment plans in which the customers are given timelines for debt clearance. And then the company has automated SMS reminders which are sent bi-weekly. And the company has held various customer sensitization forum on payment of bills. Now you'll notice that the Embu County government has a huge outstanding bill, and we have agreed when we went through this report, we have set a committee consisting of the management, the CEO of Embu Water and his team, and our CEC and Chief Officer of the Water Department, and our finance team, so that we can see how we can now very consciously look into ways of clearing this bill and come up with a payment plan like we've done with the Kenya Power. Chair, some of the pending bills that we inherited were actually for utilities. So like when I came in, there was a huge bill with Kenya Power in excess of 200 million. Now you can see this is Embu Water, and I believe, and it's just one of the many other water companies we owe money. So we've agreed we are forming that committee, and they will come up with a clear payment plan that is agreeable to all the parties, so that we can ensure now going forward there's budgetary allocation to clear that pending bill as we move. And I believe that if we do that, then we're going to see this figure coming down. We are also going to be reviewing how water bills are paid in the county. Do we put all the water bill, the water budget under one department, or do each department pay their own, and is there a meter for each department? Those are some of the challenges. So we will be streamlining that, so that going forward we may stop accumulating any other debt, and as we continue to clear the existing one. Thank you, Chair.
Auditor.
Thanks, Chair. Management has given us a number of steps it intends to take to improve the situation. However, like for the case of monies outstanding from the county government, it's still not clear how they are going to pay them. So the matter remains until we review it during the next audit cycle, whether or not these receivables will have come down substantially. Thank you, Chair.
Good, honorable members, please, your comments and questions. Senator Mbugua.
Thank you, Chair. And thank you, Governor, because you have given us the plan the county government is planning to do, to pay the water. But I would want maybe to have an analysis of these other bills, because whatever the county government is planning to pay is about 30%. Do other county government and entities like hospitals still owe, and how much? I believe maybe we should have been provided with the analysis of these 300 million.
Actually, Chair, that's one of the issues that we discussed in our meeting as we went through this audit report, that we also need the data that will be given by the water companies to show who, if it is Embu County government, that is a very huge entity, who owes what, if it's the hospitals, if it is the health facilities, if it is the markets, if it is whatever it is, we need to know specifically who owes them what money, so that we can also, and also the other problem we've had is the department, some of them saying no, we can't be owing this kind of money. So we need to also verify these bills so that we can rationalize it and be able to come up with a payment plan.
Where is the CEO? The CEO should have these things at his fingertips. This is your business. This is where you sleep and eat this thing daily. Can you tell us who is the 300 million? Can you tell us, give us a breakdown, even age analysis? We need some analysis.
Thank you, Chair. As the Excellency has put it clearly, for the county government, there was around 134 million. Then the next, as it is, the next IS debtors is in the category of individuals. Because individuals, they all close to 180 million. Then the government institution and commercial institution, they owe just a small portion, which is less than 20 million. So, and this county government amount of 134, it includes all the entities, but the largest of them is Level 5 Hospital, which is a very historical bill. Because some years back, I think they never used to pay for some times before Her Excellency came into power. And by 2022, I think the bill was even huge. It was more than 140, so it has come down. Currently, the Revive Hospital only is 80, and maybe I can also report they are paying the current bill under the FIF, so they are able to pay the current bill and a small portion of the historic one. So the bill is going down as much as it is high. So why we have engaged credit management, the debt collector, is because we realize the individuals getting to them, because there are so many people, won't be really, it's not an easy task. So we have we have already engaged, we are actually finalizing the contract for the credit for debt collector, who will be able, first of all, to collect through the normal conventional means, and then the ones that do not collect, do not pay, and be able to take them to the small claims court. And if the case awards, they'll be able to enforce. So that is how we feel like we're going to bring down, especially in the domestic category.
How much time do you need as a CEO to give us a detailed report, including age analysis, to say this is over a year, this is over 90 days, so that also if there are some that you are not able to collect, you might have to, using your debt policy, to come to terms and write off some of them. Yeah, because if it is over 180 million for individuals, some of those individuals might not even be there now. So, and you know, in your books, it is showing a lot of debt, but basically there are some that it might be very difficult to recover or very expensive if you use more resources to collect. So how much time do you need?
Chair, our billing system has got all this information at their fingertips, so we can be able to give it immediately. We can be able to, even within a week, to
7 days?
Yeah, 7 days will be enough because we have it already.
But Kavindu, I think you want to say something.
Sorry, Chair, thank you. I just wanted to know from him, because Her Excellency has said that they are not sure of the bills. Is he sure of the bills that he's been forwarding to the county government?
Normally what we do, whenever there is a dispute in the bill, we are able to sit down, because our billing system is able to record. Usually you may find, of course, sometimes, especially, let me put it, before, when we are under the old tariff, the system will be able to estimate whenever there was no reading made on that month, maybe there was a gate drop or something, and because of that now it requires people to come and verify the bills. So what Her Excellency says is that whenever there is a bill that is disputed, we'll be able to sit down and we'll be able to go through them. So before we demand, or we make debt collector to demand, normally we'll be able to verify, so that we give the accounts that have already been verified.
Chair, what I would like to kindly request this committee is to allow us not to just bring a report specific to Embu Water, but to all the water companies, so that we'll give you a comprehensive Embu County WSP's report concerning this particular matter. And I believe that will also help us to plan better going forward as a county, so far as this particular matter is concerned. And so for us to be able to do that, I would like to kindly request you give us 3 to 4 weeks. We should be able to have sorted it completely, and we can bring a comprehensive report to this committee.
That's okay, a month.
A month, thank you very much.
That's okay. So maybe the other CEOs, is there anything they want to comment, if they have anything they want to comment on this particular query? Or what the Embu CEO has given us is sufficient?
Maybe, Chair, in relation to Kieni Water, because of the systemic problem the company has had over the years, because it's something that has been there for, I guess it started really going down over 10 to 15 years ago until we've gotten where we are. There's something you have mentioned that is very paramount. Now, one of the issues that the CEO or the MD said was that their efforts to collect outstanding debts from individuals are also very problematic, because what some of these individuals have done, they have gotten alternative sources of water. So you find somebody has a borehole, another one has joined a small community project where they get water from a stream just around there. And so even if you disconnect, they have nothing to lose. So eventually you'll keep going to them and they will never pay. So that once we ascertain those kind of people, we be allowed also, I don't know what the law says in terms of waiver, so that also we are not just waiving for the sake of it. We follow the law and it is clear the process and the procedures used. So maybe the guidance from this committee might be very helpful for us. And that is especially in relation to Kieni Water.
Between the auditor and the legal counsel, who can help? You. Okay.
Thank you.
The legal looks at that. Auditor, which is the next query?
I think there was on this related to this long-standing trade and other receivables. You had said we could look across all the companies. So maybe the auditor would guide us which next company.
No, they don't have. It doesn't have to read.
It's a cross-cutting issue.
It doesn't have to read.
Oh,
the
okay.
other CEOs, if they have any comments they want to make on the same.
Yes. You want to say anything? Okay, Chair.
Any CEO that has an issue that he wants to raise above what the MPU CEO said?
Maybe, Chair, all I can say is that at least all of them now do have a debt management policy in place. All of them. Some did not have, as at the time of audit, and therefore I think we are in a much better place. But this exercise that we've been tasked to go and do will make things even better going forward.
Are they all computerized now?
Kieni Water, not at all.
No, leave Kieni.
So,
Kieni is a special.
but the others are all computerized, both in bill management, billing system, and also human resource.
Auditor, the next query, as Wakili looks for.
Chair, the next issue is on unaccounted for customer deposits. As previously reported, the statement of financial position reflects refundable deposits and prepayments balance of Kenya shillings 105,376,940 as disclosed in note 29 in the financial statements. However, no listing of the persons owed the deposits was provided for audit review. In addition, the customer deposits bank account reflected a balance of Kenya shillings 16,562,498 as at 30th June 2025, resulting from variance of Kenya shillings 88,814,442 between the customer deposits balance and the customer deposit bank account statement that was not reconciled. Although management has explained that the amount was borrowed to cater for the operational expenses, no documentary evidence has been provided to confirm that the said borrowing had been refunded to the account as of 30th June 2025. This was contrary to Regulation 53(1) of the Public Finance County Government Regulation 2015 that provides that an accounting officer of an entity may not authorize payment to be made out of funds earmarked for specific activities for purposes other than those activities. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of refundable deposits and prepayments balance of Kenya shillings 105,376,940 could not be confirmed. Thanks.
Good. Governor, your response?
Thank you, Chair. The management is working to ensure all customer deposits are listed in the system. The variance between the customer deposit deposit balance and bank balance of customer deposit is addressed by refunding the borrowed amount through increasing the monthly standing order of 1 million to 2 million from the main account to the customer deposits account. There is also a dedicated M-Pesa pay bill number 4167907 for deposit paid via M-Pesa. All deposits paid to main account were transferred to the customer deposits account during the period under audit. Once the company manages to collect more than the receivables, the borrowed deposit will be refunded. We have Annex 2A, standing order instructions to the bank, the one that we have enhanced from 1 million to 2 million per month. Number 2, the M-Pesa deposit statement as proof of pay bill, that is 2B. 2C, customer deposit bank statement. 2D, customer water deposit policy.
Good, Auditor.
Yes, Chair. We've not seen the listing of persons on the deposits. And while they are repaying with a standing order, the risk is still there because the variance remains substantial. Thank you, Chair.
Chair, maybe kindly request the auditor, when you're withdrawing the money from the customer deposit account, it is very hard to say we have withdrawn the money of customer A and not B, or customer C and not D. So that may become a challenge. How do you decide for these amounts? These are the specific customers who we have withdrawn from, because when the money is in the bank, it's in totality. It's not specific to a particular customer. So it is 1,500 we've taken from customer A, 200,000 from customer C. So can you please tell us how you hope we can do that? But once we redeposit this money, once we repay, actually it's a repayment, the repayment of this money, then we know we have paid for all the customers. And it is a cross-cutting issue, Chair, because I've seen it is affecting all the other companies, and I'm happy that this matter is being flagged out so that we make sure going forward this doesn't happen at all. But now the issue of listing is very tricky. I don't know how we do that, Chair.
What did you mean by listing?
Chair, the listing meant is the amount of 105 million, the total deposits which are supposed to be held by the company, out of which some amount has been borrowed for some other uses. That is the amount we are looking for. But the danger is that the interference with the deposit account means a customer may not access the deposit. She would need a right. That's the issue.
Do you anticipate
Chair, also the challenge is some of these deposits were supposed to have come through the municipalities, the defunct local authorities and municipalities, but it never actually found its way into the account. So I think there's need to review that whole deposit account and know what actually is the actual status.
Senator Kavintu, then you take notes, and Senator Bukwa. Those two, quick, and then you can respond.
Thank you, Chair. These customer deposits were borrowed to pay something different. Was the proper procedure followed when borrowing the money? Was it approved by the board? Was it also approved by the county assembly according to the law? And if not, I will ask legal to read, because that money is supposed to be repaid back within 1 year.
Senator Mbukwa?
Maybe as a follow-up to that, Governor, if we take your proposal of topping up the repayment from 1 million to 2 million, and you take a gross figure of 105 million, it means you'll have finished paying within the next maybe 4.5 years. And the law provides that when there is a borrowing, it has to be repaid within 1 year. How will you navigate that?
Great. Your Excellency, before you respond, I'll give Senator Amita to introduce herself, and then the legal counsel will read 2 laws. The earlier one, the waiver one, where you can write off, so that you take it as a maybe recommendation that you can use it to write off, especially the one for Kieni Water, and then you can read the law on the deposit.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year, Excellency. It's good to see you. My name is Senator Hamida Kibwana, member of this committee. Thank you.
Wakili?
With respect to waivers of fees and charges under Section 159 of the PFM, 159.1, subsection 1, the CEC may waive a tax fee or charge imposed by the county government, and there's a requirement that where such a waiver of a tax fee or charge is exercised, the waiver is exercised by the CEC, then there is to be maintained a public record of such waivers.
Then the second one, the one for deposit.
Sure. Chair, Regulation 53.1 again provides that except as provided for in the Act of Regulations, an accounting officer of an entity may not authorize payment to be made out of funds earmarked for specific activities for other purposes other than those activities.
So in the case where you're using deposits, is there supposed to be an approval by the board and the county assembly?
The county assembly.
County
yes.
assembly.
Yeah.
So maybe there is something the governor said that maybe we need to pick it up, and also that she need to help us. She has said some of these, the able municipal council, the different, did not, at the inception of devolution, able municipal or the water that time did not hand over the deposits for these particular clients.
They had handed over the list of customers
without
the money.
So what do we do there? How do we, now the county is paying, but the money was not given to them and they spent. So how do we?
We need to get to the bottom of it so that we can know what is it that was actually handed over in terms of deposits to county. And so what does that mean for those deposits that were never handed over? Are we still the ones to pay? And we are not the ones who used them. And also, Chair, through you, if the legal counsel can also read the particular section that says that the deposits must have the approval of the county assembly, because the MDs are saying they have not seen such a thing. Usually it's the board that approves. Could we please, can she please guide us to that particular provision?
Legal counsel, you're looking at it? You have it, then read aloud.
142.1 of the county government, PFM county government regulations, Chair provides that So, Chair, as I had read, we are reading Regulation 53.1 as read together with 142.1, except as provided for in the Act or regulations, an accounting officer of an entity may not authorize payment to be made out of funds earmarked for specific activities for other matters other than those that have been earmarked. Then Section 1, Regulation 142.1, for purposes of this regulation, cash deficiency is a loss arising from a deficiency of cash or other negotiable instrument whether it arises from a simple cash shortage or from the use of fictitious entries or vouchers to conceal the existence of a deficiency. Revenue losses may arise from uncollectable revenue when debts due to county governments cannot be collected, loss of revenue arising from failure to assess or collect in circumstances which preclude subsequent assessment or collection, and include any loss of interest caused by delay in making payments into the appropriate public funds or the making of irregular advances. Chair, so there are two questions that have arisen. One, whether the cash deposits from the previous administration, whether there's a responsibility on the present administration. But Chair, as you know, even from the Constitution, that responsibility does not end with the lifetime of an administration. In fact, because government is a going concern, it is the losses, liabilities, and any advantages that accrue to the government or any obligations that must be met under the Constitution, the PFM, the Substantive Act, and the regulations must be met. So those cash deposits must be made available even though the withdrawals were made at a period before the coming into pendency of the present administration, Chair. And then from our reading of Regulation 53.1 and 142.1, we see that once funds are earmarked for a specific purpose, the only way that those funds may be used for any other purpose is with the authorization of the County Assembly. And Chair, the reason for that is to ensure that it's not used for a purpose other than what has been approved within the budget cycle, Chair.
Is it clear?
Yes, it is now very, very clear, and I've also seen Article 142 of the PFM Act also is very clear on that also, and I appreciate that guidance.
Senators, please, any queries? Yes, Kavindo.
Chair, anyway, I think they've not read their own law to understand that is what it says, and there is no vacuum in any government. So whatever the other government leaves behind, the coming government has to take over and move with it.
Good. If there are no issues, so that we can move to the next query, Auditor.
So sorry, Chair. Again, we will again comprehensively deal with this, like the issue of the pending bills, so that we have a way forward as a county, how we are going to make sure that we bring these deposits up to date.
And this applies to all the other companies.
Yes.
It's not EMBU alone.
Yes.
So we are discussing EMBU because it's a larger one.
Yes.
I believe the others also, the deposits are.
There's that challenge, although not in the magnitude of EMBU,
Yes.
EMBU water, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The only challenge, Chair, that was raised by the senator, nominated senator from Nyandarua, he said the law is very clear, this money must be paid within 1 year. And to be honest, looking at the total amount, I don't see us able to pay that money within 1 year. I think it's good to be very open here, knowing the challenges of each of these companies and the cash flow. 1 year may not be possible, so I don't know what that means, Chair.
What that one means, we are facing the reality
And the reality is you are paying 24 million in a year, 2 million every month. So the others will still remain as an audit query until you finish, which is, it's acceptable. So, Auditor.
Thank you, Chair. The next issue we are moving to is non-revenue water.
And in this particular one, you read Embu, and then also every CEO must speak to this so that they tell us what are they doing about non-revenue water. Good, you can proceed.
Thanks, Chair. In this case, Embu Water has 35% and regulations require 25%. So the non-revenue water is higher than what is required.
Just read for Embu. Read for Embu.
As previously reported, the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, and as disclosed in Note 6 to the financial statements, reflects an amount of Kenya shillings 486,251,910 in respect to operating revenue, which includes Kenya shillings 386,691,436 in respect to water sales for the year ended 30th June 2025. Records provided showed that the company produced a total of 6,937,041 cubic meters of water at an approximate expected earning of Kenya shillings 86 per cubic meter during the year under review, out of which only 4,496,634 cubic meters was billed to customers. The balance of 2,440,407 cubic meters, approximately 35% of the total water produced, with an approximate expected earning of Kenya shillings 211,711,711, represents non-revenue water. However, Schedule E of the Water Services Regulatory Board (WASREB) guidelines allows a minimum loss of 25%, a maximum loss of 25% for every cubic meter of water produced, and hence out of the 6,937,041 cubic meters produced by the company, only 1,734,260 or 25% water loss was allowable, while the 706,147 cubic meters, in bracket 10% of non-revenue water with an approximate expected earning of Kenya shillings 60,728,620 is not allowable. In the circumstances, the management was in breach of the law.
But your response, Governor?
Thank you, Chair. Non-revenue water still remains a challenge in our operations, contributed by a myriad of factors, among them illegal water uses, especially for mirror cultivation, aged infrastructure, old customer meters with low accuracy, vandalism, water meter theft, and destruction of pipes, especially during roads construction. The company has adopted several interventions to address this. One, use of community policing and water police unit to curb illegal water use and vandalism. Collaboration with the roads department, national and county, to minimize pipeline damages which leads to water losses during roads constructions. On this, I want to say that the county government, we have reviewed the contracts, especially our road contractors sign, which by including that any destruction of existing water pipes must be replaced immediately by the contractor. 3, plans are in place to rehabilitate assorted old pipe infrastructure and replace old customer meters. 4, the company is in the process of creating district metered areas, DMAs, to monitor areas with high non-revenue water for quick intervention. 5, community engagements to protect water infrastructure. 6, adoption of plastic fittings and plastic water meters. Chair, the use of metallic or iron fittings and water meters has greatly contributed to the vandalism, because they are stolen and sold to the scrap metal companies. Then enhanced line patrols, and number 8, continuous training of staff on non-revenue water management. Number 9, the company created customer WhatsApp group where customers report on the activities on the ground such as bursts, leaks, and illegal connections. It is worth noting that the company approved tariff prescribes the maximum non-revenue water at 35% for the year 2024-2025. The company was thus compliant. Please see Annexure 4A for extract of approved tariff.
Can you comment on the other 3 companies?
Okay, in the case of Gawasco, Gagaka Water and Sanitation Company, management acknowledges the non-revenue water level is high and has outlined to prioritize initiatives to reduce it. As of the current financial year, NRW, that is non-revenue water, has improved to 33%, down from 33.9% in the previous year. To address apparent and commercial losses, the company has implemented several measures: adoption of a digital platform for meter reading with photographic evidence; 2, community engagement through local administration, that is Chief's Office and Water Police Unit, to curb illegal connections; improved turnaround time in responding to pipeline bursts and leakages; replacement of faulty meters that failed to register consumption; and training and building capacity of staff on non-revenue water reduction strategy. Management remains committed to gradually reducing NRW to meet the benchmark set by WASREP. Attached is evidence of involvement of water police units and customer engagement forums under Annex 7, that is Gawasco, Gagaka Water and Sanitation Company. Gandori Water, as previously reported, the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income reflects, I should write response. There is notable improvement of non-revenue water from 34% to 29% from the previous year as a result of measures stipulated in the National Revenue Water Policy, like upgrading of aging pipes, replacement of faulty fittings like air valves, accurate billing, customer education on water conservation, and leaks and burst reporting. See Annex 10 on non-revenue water policy, non-revenue water performance in previous and current year reports. Finally, this is Embe Water. The statement that the company's infrastructures are old and dilapidated, having been constructed in the 1970s. Due to financial constraints, replacement of dilapidated pipeline has remained a big challenge. As a mitigation to reduce NRW, the company has installed 10 zonal meters distributed as follows: 6 zonal meters installed between the treatment works and the Riandu storage tanks, while 4 zonal meters installed at Ishera scheme along Kikwambiti town, Shiangera and Karangare supplies lines, alongside 2 master meters at the current treatment works to establish NRW of the areas which the management feels are high-risk areas. Findings from the zonal meters reviewed that NRW between ENA treatment works and Rianda storage tanks, which covers a distance of 17 kilometers with a pipeline size of the 315 to 200 millimeters, is 28%. 14 kilometers of this pipeline traverses people's lands whose 3.5 kilometers of the 315 millimeter is made of galvanized and cast iron. Hence, due to corrosion, it's subjected to a lot of leakages. This, coupled with poor access to the area for maintenance purposes, has led to high non-revenue water experienced by the company. The company has done a proposal to the county government of Embu for relocation of at least 4-kilometer line to alleviate the alarming NRW. Along this, Tana Waterworks Development Agency is currently rehabilitating using HDPE pipes, 11.5-kilometer pipeline from Riando storage tank to Chicago storage tanks, which is a long road reserve unlike the previous UPVC pipeline, which also traverse people's lands. DMAs will be put in place for section controls. And next year of an award letter for the 4.4 kilometer that the county government is rehabilitating, and it is in Annex 6. That's all, Chair, on non-revenue water.
Good, Auditor, and then I hand back the instruments to the Chair.
Thank you, Chair. I think management has listed a number of measures they are taking to deal with non-revenue water. And for us, in the subsequent audit, we can only consider whether there is an improvement, and that would show the effectiveness of those measures taken. That is with the exception of Kieni Water, which does not have master meter in the first place, and meters missing, where even the NRW cannot be computed with accuracy. Thank you, Chair.
Very well. Sorry, I'm back now. I was responding to some matters outside this engagement. So we are on non-revenue water. Honorable members, you have any issue?
Yes, Chair. Governor, maybe on the case of Embu, because it is the biggest, this amount of 211, is the CEO able to tell this committee how much of this constitute the commercial losses and the physical losses?
Thank you, Chair. For now, we may not be able to accurately separate until when we have put the DMAs, because the moment you have the DMAs, you are able to accurately tell how much water came into inside that DMA, and that is when you can be able to know how much is commercial, how much is physical, simply because, you know, physical loss is the one that you lose through maybe a pipe burst or leakages, and that is why where there is no consumption, you're able to get a meter from the maybe the tanks up to the area where distribution area where people are abstracting. You should be able to tell if there is any loss. Any loss in between there, it becomes a physical loss. And again, commercial loss is whereby people, maybe the meters are not reading properly, or people have connected illegal water connection, or they are removing the meters at night, or they are even bypassed. So when you have a DMA, that one will be able to very accurately separate, because you'll be able to say this much water came in here and this is what you have built. So for now, we may not to be able to accurately give those figures.
But you know, the MD, you are the MD of which company?
Embu Water.
Embu Water. You know that is something you can't run away from, because it is something that we have talked about here, I think, on all the appearances that you have appeared. That is important to separate the physical losses from the commercial losses, so that now, if you want to put a remedy to those losses, you will be able even to plan well and know how much resources you are going to put around physical losses and how much you are going to put around commercial losses. That's one. Number two, from our experience engaging the counties on matters of water, we have realized that the commercial losses could be as a result of some corruption by some of your people to try and profit from non-revenue water. So it is our recommendation that maximum effort be put around determining what is physical loss and what is commercial loss, so that now it will help you. It will end up helping you. You can now know where you need to put more effort. Is that the case, Auditor?
Thanks, Chair. That is the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Governor, if you eliminate non-revenue water or reduce it substantially to below the, or even just around the benchmark of 25%, it will help you deal with so many things, including the profitability of the water company and even paying some of your debts. So I think on that one, because this is, I think this must be, is it the third or fourth time? Should be the fourth time we are dealing with this. I think a lot more effort needs to be put around reduction to a level that is agreeable of non-revenue water for these two companies, that is Embu Water and Ngagaka Water. So please, you can help us on that. I can see
Chair, let me just report here that actually in the case of Embu Water, we've improved quite a bit in the last 3 years, because we started with 49% non-revenue water. We went down to 44, now we are at 34. So that's to show you we're on the right trajectory.
Yeah.
Maybe, God willing, by the time we are coming here next time, we will be at below 30. So it is work in progress, and we realize that non-revenue water contributes heavily to the losses that the company makes.
Yeah.
So because of how weighty this matter is, I'm also hoping that the other water companies that are here with us will also make this a very key program for them to reduce the non-revenue water and do whatever it takes to make sure it comes down.
Okay.
Yes.
Dr. Mudigi, you are smiling all over.
Yangu chairperson ni kusema hii shinda yote itaisha ikiwa polepole, kwa sababu vile ingeomba gavana anjaribu hii maji ya kilimo, kwa sababu maji mingi inapotea ni ile watu wengi wanatoboa wakipanda miraa. Gavana na CEO anjaribu vile watu wa Embu County upande wa Mbeere South na Mbeere North waweze kupata maji ya kilimo, kwa sababu sina nyingi inatokea hapo. Kwa hiyo kazi wanafanya vizuri, lakini ikifika usiku unakuta wale watu wanalima njia ya miraa wanaenda wanatopoa ile maji. Kwa hiyo ningeomba gavana, najua ni mchapakazi, uongee na rais. Bwana Wasiri, naongea na gavana kidogo. Ningeomba gavana, ni mchapakazi, uende ungangane vile ya watu wa upande wa chini waweze kupata maji ya kilimo, na hii shida yote itaisha, kwa sababu mara mingi kama ni zamani watu walikuwa naimba maji, lakini maji naimbwa saa hii ya kilimo. Hiyo ndio ningeomba chairperson.
Hiyo unajua county lazima ikuwe na the policing unit on or surveillance. Wale watu wanaiba maji wajulikane ni kina nani.
Sio wale watu wanaimba maji, ni sio apeleke kotini na wafungwe. Yes, kama watu wameimba maji itakuwa kila wakati yote tunakuja hapa tunaleta kesi kama ni hivyo. Lakini ile nasema ile inaweza kusaidia ndio wale watu wasimpe, ile maji ya kilimo iweze kupatikana. Kwa hivyo ni Wasiri, ni governor anjaribu vile au watu watapata maji, kwa sababu sina nyingi iko katika Mbeere North na Mbeere South, maji kiteremka na ni clean water. Na hiyo nyingine governor anjaribu kusimba mboo, hiyo itasaidia sana kampuni.
Yeah, it's important to report that the water services regulations that were passed by both houses 2025 actually provide for prosecution of these people, and the Embu Water has actually taken to court 3 people so far.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think if they give us that evidence, it will really help this committee when we are doing our report writing to indicate.
We will make sure it is here. When can we have it? Okay. It will come with, as we bring the other reports that we promised to bring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any other issues, Senator Mudama? On
Chair.
the NRW?
And Chair, I can also see here they've reported that they are using community policing and they have police to follow up the vandalizers of the water.
Any other member? Senator Hamida, how are you? Happy New Year.
Good afternoon and Happy New Year. I don't have, actually the governor has already responded. Of course, non-revenue water has always been a thorny issue. It has always been. Like you said, I don't know whether I would call it a tall order, that counties always, try to work on it, but unfortunately, all in vain.
Okay, if there is no any other question, Auditor, can you guide us to the next issue?
Thank you, Chair. The next issue is non-compliance with fiscal responsibility principle on personnel costs. So
is that the next substantive issue?
It is the next substantive issue.
How many issues did you identify?
In this company, we had 5 issues.
5, we just said we needed like 2 very serious issues per company. So that we can do maybe just 4 issues, because these members have been here since morning. They have done 4 meetings so far.
Chair, maybe I can inform you that your temporary chair had guided that for each of the cross-cutting big issues, we look at all the companies which we have done already on non-revenue water, and we have done, and the long outstanding trade and other receivables that we have already dealt across all the companies. So we've dealt 2 issues for each of the companies already. We have actually done 3 per company, Chair. We have done non-revenue water, we've done trade receivables, and we've done, which is the other? Customer deposits. We've dealt with those 3 issues across each of the companies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you really made some very good progress.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe just members, you can highlight any other issue that you feel the governor can comment on, starting with my issue, Governor, the issue on, I think is in non-compliance with the WASREP guidelines. This is for Ngangaka.
Ngangaka.
Yeah, what is the status of this?
Ngangaka or Embe?
Ngangaka.
Okay. Maybe the auditor can raise a particular issue.
Raise the issue, audit.
It's page 5 of the Ngangaka report.
Oh, Honorable Chair, the issue on non-compliance with WASREP guidelines on incorporation and shareholding of the water company, the issue is, as previously reported, the company memorandum and articles of association 2011 indicates the company is a private company limited by guarantee. This is what is against the WASREP guidelines, which require them to be limited by shares.
Okay, so maybe Governor can respond.
Yeah, the company has initiated the process of reincorporation through the county government of Kenya to fully, the county government of Embu to fully align with Section 77 of the Water Act 2016 and the WASREP Corporate Guidelines 2024. The reincorporation process is ongoing and is expected to be completed by the end of the current financial year. at which point the company's incorporation and shareholding will be fully compliant with legal and regulatory requirements. Attached is the registration request from the county government of Embu to the company secretary on the reincorporation of the company and a letter of no objection from the company. That is Annex 3 of the said report.
Yes, maybe Governor, you can tell us what is the challenge you are facing, because based on my knowledge, this has taken a while. So what could be delaying this process?
Chair, this company initially was not even being audited, and I remember we came here and you gave me clear instructions that they should know that going forward they will be audited, and they are now a public. They are now part of the Water Act, which is what most of these companies and water projects try to avoid, that regulation within the Water Act. And I must say that at that point I thought the thing had started, but now that it is clear they hadn't, I don't think there are challenges. It just never happened, Chair. I think they never thought that they still needed to do this in reincorporation. But now that it's clear, I want to promise you that we should be done within a month. This shouldn't be something that should take more than a month, if you ask me. And I will take it up, Chair.
Yeah, but is the CEO of Ngagaka, is he around here?
Yes, he's here.
Yeah, actually, this is your work. It shouldn't be a bother to the governor. Someone to give him a mic. This is actually your work. This is administrative work, really, which you should have done without, because the governor has given his request to you to make this change. Why has the change not been done?
Thank you, Chair. The process has already started because the county government of County Secretary of Embu has written a letter to our company secretary on the incorporation, and he has the letter now. He is doing the memorandum and articles. So we are hoping towards the end of this month, the company secretary should have finished the process. So this one has already started, and we are in order. Thank you.
Yeah, these are small things that you should be doing without raising audit queries, because it's a very simple administrative issue. I thought it was a very complicated issue, but this one is very straightforward. So we will give you maybe another 90 days to ensure this is done.
Yes.
But 90 days will be, remember we are working the timelines of 31st of March, which means by 31st of March we should have tabled a report, debated, and ratified by the House. Huh? Mid-March.
Yes.
Mid-March, so make sure you adhere to the deadline. Otherwise, in our report, we will say not done because of the short time we are having. So, honorable members, any other issue on water? I think we have covered most of the issues. Yes, Governor.
Chair, there is a matter that is of great concern, not just to Embu County, but to counties across the country. And we'd want that this committee takes it up.
Yes.
Number one is the 0.03 deduction and remit public procurement capacity building levy that is supposed to go to PPRA. And then there's also some money we are supposed to pay to WASREP. Now, it has been increased to amounts that we feel are punitive and are not justifiable. And on top of that, Chair, the same WASREB keeps reviewing the tariffs with very little engagement with the county governments. So what is happening Sorry, Chair. So what's happening, Chair, is that they are forcing us to increase tariffs, and we are facing very serious opposition on the ground. And the governor ends up looking a very bad person. Sorry, can you explain? Because you've gone through it.
So, Chair, what Your Excellency is explaining is that when the tariff comes, the process, which is a function of the WASREP, from the public perception, they say that it is the county government that is increasing the tariff. And of course, as part from operational challenges, one of the areas where the WSPs use a lot of money, because they have to pay like 4% levies of all the billed, not even the collected, of all the billed amount to WASREP. And also now currently we have to pay for abstraction of water to Warma, 250, sorry, 2 shillings and 50 cents per cubic meters of water abstracted from the rivers. And you know, previously it used to be 50 cents, so it was like 5-fold increment. So, and the governor also, she's explaining about now the new levy, which is 0.03% for the PPRA, whereby you have to collect and remit it to PPRA, which means now, of course, that one we are collecting agency, but it has to be levied on the suppliers. So I think those two main levies, they're contributing to make operational, giving the burden of operation expenses to the companies, and that is why sometimes the tariff, you cannot have them lower. And now the county government or the governor becomes, gets to be on the receiving end.
Thank you, Chair. Sorry about that. But this is an issue that is a big concern to the Council of Governors. Maybe because we complain amongst ourselves and probably no one has brought it here, there may be a need to have an engagement between this committee, WASREP, even WRA, and ourselves, because they just wake up one day and send this memo increasing tariffs, all manner of tariffs, and it is becoming increasingly impossible to keep these companies alive and profitable. And what that means is that now we are forced to push that demand to the customer. And I can tell you, water, domestic water, is becoming very expensive for the common mwananchi. Very, very expensive. And we are the ones who face the brunt of it, because the people on the ground believe it is us who are pushing these tariffs on them. But what happens if any company refuses to do that? They then know how else to get you. So, for example, if you want any grants from a water trust fund or whatever, one of the things is, have you paid WASREP? Have you paid the other fee? So we need to engage. They need to become people sensitive. This is not the time to start increasing tariffs for water for the common mwananchi. It is completely unfair.
And those tariffs are derived. Those charges are derived from which law? Maybe the legal.
I think it's the Water Act, but then I don't know whether the percentages are clear, but also the frequency of reviewing those tariffs is a bit too high.
Yeah,
it's a bit too high.
I think there were some regulations which Senate had an issue with, some water regulations. Maybe I
think you need to relook at that.
Legal, you can tell us more about.
It's a very big issue, Chair. Very, very big issue. And this committee might just as well help us.
Yeah.
Because they don't listen.
Let's listen to the legal.
Chair
you need more time.
Chair is legal checks.
That's a very important point here the governor has raised. You know, even this WASREP is a national government entity.
Yes.
It should be financed from national exchequer, not by counties.
And if we are seeing that money coming back to us in ways of projects, by way of projects, then probably we'd reconsider. But then we don't know what they do with all that money they are collecting from all these water companies.
Senator Mudama, as we wait for legal.
Chairman is just to Excellency and the COG. Senators are defenders of devolution. So don't keep away from us. Let's meet, let's discuss the issues because they are even deeper than those ones of water. Even things to do with school fees and many other things. We need to sit down and you know, put these organizations to order through the government of the day.
Very well. Ligo, are you ready? You are not ready. I know you are usually very thorough.
Chair, maybe while the legal team is looking into that particular matter, we have an outstanding issue that keeps appearing in all our audit reports. That is under EWASCO, Embu Water. And if you, through you, Chair, if you can allow the CEO to prosecute the case so that this committee can be able to provide guidance on it.
CEO.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, this matter is about, it is on page 13 out of 16 of EWASCO report. It is whereby the Auditor General rightly comments on the issue of outstanding trade and other payables. And if you look at our payables amount is it is huge. It's about total payable is about 222,123. Now, out of these payables, one of the amount which is actually our largest item on payables is a 77,630,842.83 owed to Tana Waterworks Development Agency. Maybe I'd like to give the genesis of this amount. Before the Water Act was amended in 2016, the Water Act of 2002, the water service providers were paying a levy of 5% to the then, they were called Water Services Board, which have now been named to Waterworks Development Agencies. And in return, the Waterworks or the Water Service Board were responsible for developing the infrastructure. So, in the case of Embu, of course, Embu was really paying, and then it came to a point whereby there were some projects which were identified, and Tana Waterworks, that time it was Tana Water Services Board, undertook to develop those projects. But immediately the project started, Tana withdrew from making any payment, and it left Wasco or Embu Water company with a burden of paying, whereby they are even to go and get loans to be able to pay that amount. As a result, the then CEO of Tana Waterworks and the then managing director of Wasco, they sat down and they made a memorandum of understanding, whereby it was agreed that Embu Water was to offset the payment of the levies to Tana from the amount that was due because of all they paid for the project. And a joint committee was made to reconcile the two figures between the staff of Wasco and the staff of Tana Water. And they came up with an amount which shown that the two items cancelled each other. So later on, because there was no any formal execution of that agreement, in 2024 we went to Tana Water and we had a meeting between our team, including our board chairman, one of the committee member in charge of our finance, our staff who are committee members of the joint committee, and also from the Tana Water, the whole management, including the CEO, are present. So they did reconciliation, and the finding was that Tana Waterworks owed Wasco a sum of 10 million after reconciliation. And during that meeting, the CEO pronounced that because they may not give us money in cash, we needed to identify a project of the similar amount which they can do on our behalf so that they can offset the amount. And that was agreed on. But later on, when we came and the statement, the financial statement, they earned that amount struck out because of that agreement, and the Auditor General wanted a confirmation from Tana Water, but Tana Water declined to write that letter, and instead actually they wrote a letter kind of disowning the whole of that agreement. So we were left in a situation whereby we may not be able to show, and they did not actually sign the meetings. So we were left in a situation whereby we may not be able to show that proof, and in essence, now the MOU is like it was kind of disowned by Tana. So we needed your indulgence, so now we can be able to take the matter, because we felt we wanted to go to maybe a bit record a dispute, but again, being two government entities doing a dispute, we found it may not be the right way. So we felt this committee maybe could be able to in-charge before we could go to the ADR way. Thank you.
You know, these issues are issues that this body called IGRTC should be dealing with. It's not even Senate. Issues about interrelations with the county government and national government is the issue that IGRTC can deal with. But nevertheless, I recommend that you do a request to this committee, and then this committee can pick it up with TANA and the IGRTC. So you can do a request to this committee. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So legal, please proceed. We are running out of time.
Yes, Chair.
We need to deal with the hospitals as well.
Yeah, under section 72B of the Act, Chair, the Water Act. Of the Water Act as read together with Regulation 46(2)B, which is some of the new regulations that came in last year.
How did they come in? I thought Senate had the Committee of Delegated Legislation had rejected them. How did they? How were they passed?
Chair.
Mundiki anasema ilipita.
Chair, maybe I can.
Yeah, proceed.
Yeah. So a tariff may be imposed on water services providers as may be approved, and the imposition of such tariff must be in line with consumer protection standards and regulations. So, Chair, as Her Excellency the Governor has proposed, it may require a meeting of minds to sort of determine what would be the commercially viable percentage that may be imposed. Because with respect to the power to impose, the power exists, but now in the implementation is where there seems to be an issue, and it's what the reason that Her Excellency has raised the issue, Chair. So it may behoove the committee to bring together the various actors to look at the imposition of the tariff and its commercial viability, because under the section and the regulation, one of the assessments that must be made on the imposition of this tariff is to ensure commercial viabilities of the WSPs, while also feeding into consumer protection programs or activities. Thank you, Chair.
You know what we can do, Clerk, is that after 31st of March, these are some of the emerging issues that this committee can deal with. Issues to do with WASIREB and the imposition of levies and taxes, issues to do with this Waterworks Development Agency and the debts presumably owed by county water service providers. Maybe as we go on, Clerk, you need to pick these issues so that I'm sure after 31st we'll have enough time to interrogate all these issues. for the benefit of our counties. So I think on the other issue of Otana development, please do a request to us and we will pick it up. And then on these others, I think we need to have a meeting of minds, but that will be after 31st of March. So honorable members, we need to look at the hospitals. Have you looked at the hospitals? Were they on the agenda? Oh, they are not on the agenda. How come I saw something like hospital? Okay, so I think, Auditor, is there anything else you want to raise on the water companies?
And no, Chair, I'd lined up the issue of payables, but I think we have touched on it already. So I don't think there's any other issue.
The matter of ethnic balance, we are having that one across all counties. What we usually say, we just say, let counties progressively achieve the ethnic balance, because it will keep on appearing, and every year it will be appearing. But I know Senator Tobiko is very particular about it. But even in my own county, it is there. Because, you know, counties, they are largely people, the natives, especially these water companies. You know, they were inherited by counties. So it will keep on coming. So any other issue, Senator Mudama? Remember, we handled the so-called substantive issues, but if there is any issue that you think we can have a brief discussion, you can raise it.
Maybe Chair, this non-compliance with the corporate governance guidelines of directors' expenses. Yeah.
Which company is that? Embu.
This is Embu.
Embu Water. So just give us a highlight, Auditor. What is it about? Director's expenses, and then Governor will respond.
Oh, Chair, according to WASREP guidelines, personnel expenses are supposed to be at a certain percentage of total operational expenses, which they have not been able to meet.
Auditors are consulting. So
it's on page 9.
Chair, let me read the matter, if you allow.
Yeah, proceed.
That is number 3, non-compliance with corporate governance guidelines on directors' expenses. As previously reported, the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income reflects a balance of Kenya shillings 11,660,105 in respect to board expenses for the year ended 30th June 2025, and as disclosed in Note 12 to the financial statements. However, the expenditure is Kenya shillings 1,199,809, higher than the recommended annual limit of shillings 10,462,96, contrary to paragraph 346 of the Water Services Regulatory Board, WASREB Corporate Governance Guidelines for the Water Services Sector 2024 on board remuneration, which caps the expenditure at 2.1% of Kenya shillings 498,109,349 that the company made as its turnover. In the circumstances, the excessive directors' costs may negatively impact on the company's profitability and sustainability of services if measures are not put in place to contain the cost within the acceptable level. In the circumstances, management was in breach of the law.
So, Governor, you can comment on that?
Yes, Chair. The board engaged numerous meetings that involved policy approvals, board self-evaluation and approval of bank facilities for donor-funded projects. The company has progressively reduced the director's expenditure and has initiated measures to ensure strict compliance with WASREB guidelines on board expenditure. It's important, Chair, I say that we've come a long way, because there's a time, I think as soon as I came in the previous year, they were at 23 million. And right now we are at 11 million. That is 1.19 higher than the recommended annual rate of 10.4. But we are going to ensure that we never go beyond 10.4 going forward. We are now at 11.6 as at the time of audit. But going forward, we are going to ensure we stick to the guidelines, the WASREB guidelines. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Any comment? Senator Mugama, you are the one who raised that.
No, I think she has answered. Her Excellency has answered that they will try to make sure that they don't overspend more than what they are supposed to spend.
Okay. So I think if there is no any other issue, honorable members, we have had a long day. I will ask, in the interest of time, if we have any member who has final comments, you have 1 minute to do so. And then I will give Governor a chance to also make a final comment. Let us start with the Daktari Mondigi.
Chairperson, sina mambo mengi, lakini ile nataka comment ni ile taarifa Governor amesema ile mbili tulipitisha last year. Last year ni kama hiyo vitu ilikuwa pale, unajua vile kulikuwa na ilikuwa katika Kenya mzima. Na inafikia hiyo taarifa iko kwa hiyo. Kwa hiyo kila mtu yote alilalamika juu ya hiyo, hata Kenya mzima ya water.
Yeah. Any other member who has a...
Governor, you're doing well. Keep it up.
Yes, Madam President.
Thank you, Chair. I really want to appreciate the county government of Embu and the leadership of Her Excellency and the national chairperson of the ruling party. Keep it up. Thank you.
Any other? Okay, let me give this special chance to the leader of the committee of, is it Cpic or PAC? You can say something.
Person, hebu tunaendelea vizuri, sio pale tulikuwa last year. Nimesema ni chairperson ya. Mahali tuko Embu, tuko pale mzuri sasa. Tukiendelea hivyo na hii mama, tunaendelea mbali.
Sasa wewe unaanza campaign.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I repeat, my name is Honorable Lenny Masters, the Cpic Committee of the County Assembly of Embu. I start by applauding the committee for a job well done, and also I applaud Her Excellency the Governor. She has really tried. And I wish to remind the water service provider management team that they still have a date with us. They should not move from this committee and think that they are off hook, because the manner in which the business has been conducted, it has not covered comprehensively all the issues as raised by the Auditor General, and as their direct oversight committee, I wish to remind them that we also request them to stick to our dates on the invitation, because we are also confined by the same deadline as per the Senate committee, that within the 90 days at the County Assembly Oversight Committee, we need to have dispensed of the report and then maybe send some copies to the Senate for further processing and action. Chair, the issues as they are recurring from the Auditor General, most of them we have had some resolutions from the County Assembly. But the main problem with them is that they have not been implementing some of our Assembly resolutions, again, which is a breach of the law. And maybe in the near future we should crack the whip and maybe cite them with some content so that they can understand the seriousness of some of these provisions of the law. So that again, Chair, we streamline the operations of these entities and the companies in the interest of the people that we serve. And with those remarks, I wish also to again thank the entire team. Maybe with your permission, I can give a second to my vice?
No.
Okay.
Maybe you already introduced himself. I gave you to talk on behalf of the others.
Okay, thank you. And,
but there's a major point you have raised. I think with the new constitutional, not new, it has been there, with the High Court ruling that we must dispense with these reports by 31st. Then I think the Cpic committee in the county assemblies, you must liaise with the Senate so that you are not left behind. In fact, your report should come before we deal with this. But we are also now running against the timelines. So if you have not invited your county executive, you need to do so before 31st, and possibly before we do our report. We'll be doing a report around 15th March there. So if we can get a copy of your report, it will also inform our report.
We have a date with them next week, all of them.
Okay, so just remember to always share your report with the Senate.
Yeah.
The reports which have been adopted.
Yes,
by the adopted report we share with the Senate so that now we can help you deal with the issue of non-implementation. So I think if there is no any other comment from members, let me allow the governor to make a final comment.
Chair, let me also take this opportunity on behalf of the Embu County government to really appreciate the continued support that you have given us as a committee. And when I say support, it should not mean that you have let us get away with the bad things. It's that we've come a very long way as WSPs in the country. And let me speak strictly to Embu County. That the first time we met in this committee with the WSPs, Chair, you know where we were. We were in a very bad place. But slowly you've helped us to grow as WSPs in Embu County. We've been able to do certain things that you have asked us to do. We may not have been able to implement them all. But I also want to say the WSPs now are aligned. Before, there was some resistance, even on the ground, because people were trying to avoid that being watched and oversighted. But now we are all aligned, and I think the steps forward that we've made is greatly attributed to our engagement in this committee. And also at the county assembly, they have been extremely active in making sure they put us to account. And as you have heard the chair say, that our coming here does not mean that we will not be engaging with them also. And I think that is important, because then we are forced to ensure we remain accountable to the people we serve, and that as we move along, we'll be able to sort out the WSP challenges at the county level and also at the national level. And I really look forward to that engagement on WASREP. I really hope that you'll make it a priority after you're done with your deadline of the mid-March. And then also the whole issue around who collects the revenue at the county level, because now it's coming out that municipalities also should collect within their jurisdiction. I think that's a question we need to deal with. I was told there was a meeting in Kilifi. We didn't attend, and therefore this matter was not prosecuted, but I have promised and I'm going to take it up with the Council of Governors so that we can look for solutions around it. Thank you, Chair. We appreciate.
Thank you very much, Governor, for honoring our invitation. And not the last time when you came here, it was a sad day when we had just lost Baba and our meeting could not take off. But with God's grace, we have been able to meet today. I also want to appreciate your acknowledgement about the work that has been done by this committee in reforming the water service providers in our counties. I think we have done what we can, and I think after March, we will now visit all the 47 counties to see for ourselves what is happening on the ground, so that all these things we are discussing here, we can verify them, whether they are working as per what we have here or they're not. So we'll be ready to assist counties in any way to improve the provision of services like water to our people. So we are looking forward to doing our reports, for clearing all the reports that we are supposed to clear by 31st as directed by the Speaker and court ruling. And I hope that would enrich your processes of wanting to improve water service provision. The matter of tariff, I think it's a controversial matter in our counties. It's very political, but I think it's important that we explain to our people, and I'm saying this because the media is here, that water tariffs, it's one of the issues that we need to reform across the country, because some of the counties are running on very old tariffs. Some are running under no tariff at all, and that it's not helping our WSPs. Some of them are on deathbed because there is no tariff in place. So we will continue to say this thing openly, and Senator Mudigi, I encourage you to talk about this. Some of us senators here, we have been very progressive in pushing that agenda, but we encourage other politicians not to politicize the matter of tariffs in our various counties, because we interact with these issues here in Senate and we know the importance of the same. Otherwise, we thank you very much, and I know we have another engagement with you before 31st, the matter of funds and hospitals, which will come in another meeting. As I will thank you very much, and we wish you a safe journey to Embu.
Thank you, Chair.
Asante.